Welcome back to Wealth of Knowledge, where we delve into transformative books that help you understand yourself better and live a more fulfilled life. In today's episode, we're exploring a deeply impactful book, It Didn't Start With You by Mark Wolynn. This book uncovers the hidden power of inherited family trauma and shows how the experiences of our ancestors can shape our lives today. More importantly, it offers a path to healing these generational wounds so that we can break the cycle and live healthier, happier lives. If you've ever felt trapped by patterns of anxiety, depression, or other emotional struggles that seem inexplicable, this book might hold the key to understanding why. So, let's dive in and uncover the insights that could change your life. The Foundation: Understanding Inherited Family Trauma. Mark Wolynn's It Didn't Start With You introduces a revolutionary concept: the idea that traumas experienced by our parents, grandparents, and even earlier ancestors can be passed down to us, affecting our mental and emotional health in profound ways. This phenomenon is known as inherited family trauma, and it's rooted in the emerging science of epigenetics. Epigenetics studies how gene expression is influenced by environmental factors and can be altered without changing the DNA sequence itself. Wolynn explains that traumatic experiences such as war, abuse, neglect, or significant loss can leave an imprint on our DNA. These imprints can then be passed down through generations, manifesting as unexplained fears, anxieties, or destructive behaviors in descendants. The first step in breaking free from these patterns is recognizing that they may not originate from our own life experiences, but rather from the unresolved traumas of our ancestors. The core concept: the family constellation. A key concept in the book is the family constellation, a therapeutic approach that helps individuals uncover and heal these inherited traumas. Wolynn describes how family constellations reveal hidden dynamics within a family system, often involving excluded or forgotten family members whose experiences continue to influence the family unconsciously. Through this process, individuals can identify and address the root causes of their struggles, leading to profound healing. Wolynn recounts numerous case studies throughout the book, illustrating how the family constellation approach has helped people break free from patterns of suffering that had persisted for generations. For example, a woman who struggled with chronic depression discovered that her symptoms were connected to her grandmother's unresolved grief over losing a child. By acknowledging and honoring her grandmother's pain, the woman was able to release her own depressive symptoms. The 3 core language components. One of the most powerful tools Wolynn introduces is the idea of the core language of trauma. He suggests that the language we use to describe our fears, anxieties, and struggles often contains clues about the source of our inherited trauma. Wolynn identifies 3 key components of this core language. 1. The core complaint. This is the primary issue or complaint that we keep returning to in our lives. It might be a recurring feeling of abandonment, anxiety, or unworthiness. Wolynn suggests that these complaints often mirror the unresolved traumas of our ancestors. 2. The core descriptor. This refers to the specific words and phrases we use to describe our struggles. These descriptors can reveal how deeply we are connected to the pain of our ancestors. For example, someone might repeatedly use the word stuck to describe their life, reflecting an ancestor's experience of being trapped in a hopeless situation. 3. The core sentence. This is a sentence that encapsulates the core belief or fear underlying our complaint. For instance, a person might frequently say, "I'm afraid I'll lose everything," which could reflect an inherited trauma of financial loss or displacement experienced by a previous generation. By identifying these components in our own language, we can begin to unravel the threads of inherited trauma and trace them back to their source. The 4 unconscious themes. Wolynn also introduces 4 unconscious themes that often arise in inherited family trauma. 1. Merge. This theme involves unconsciously merging with a parent or ancestor who suffered, taking on their pain as if it were our own. This can lead to feelings of depression, anxiety, or even physical illness. 2. Reject. This theme involves rejecting a parent or ancestor, often because we feel betrayed or hurt by them. However, this rejection can cause us to internalize their pain, leading to self-destructive behaviors or a sense of disconnection from ourselves. 3. Identify. This theme involves identifying with a parent or ancestor who experienced trauma to the point where we begin to live out their unresolved issues in our own lives. This can manifest as repeating patterns of failed relationships, financial struggles, or other life challenges. 4. Entangle. This theme involves becoming entangled in the unresolved traumas of our ancestors, leading us to unconsciously repeat their patterns. This can result in feeling stuck in life, unable to move forward, or trapped in cycles of pain and suffering. Wolynn provides practical exercises throughout the book to help readers identify and address these themes in their own lives. By doing so, we can begin to disentangle ourselves from the traumas of the past and create a healthier, more fulfilling future. The road to healing: reconnecting with our ancestors. Healing inherited family trauma involves reconnecting with our ancestors in a compassionate and understanding way. Wolynn emphasizes that this is not about blaming our parents or grandparents for our struggles, but rather about acknowledging their pain and understanding how it has been passed down through the generations. One powerful exercise Wolynn suggests is creating a family tree of trauma. This involves mapping out significant events and traumas in your family history, such as losses, betrayals, or other life-altering experiences. By doing this, you can begin to see patterns and connections that may explain your own struggles. Another key aspect of healing is the practice of self-compassion. Wolynn stresses the importance of being gentle with ourselves as we uncover these painful truths. It's common to feel a range of emotions, from anger to sadness to relief, as we explore our family history. Allowing ourselves to feel these emotions without judgment is a crucial part of the healing process. The role of mindfulness and visualization. Wolynn also highlights the role of mindfulness and visualization techniques in healing inherited trauma. Mindfulness helps us become aware of our thoughts and feelings in the present moment, allowing us to observe them without getting caught up in them. This awareness is essential for breaking free from unconscious patterns. Visualization, on the other hand, allows us to reframe our relationship with our ancestors and their traumas. For example, Wolynn suggests visualizing a conversation with an ancestor who experienced significant trauma, offering them compassion and understanding. This process can help to release the emotional charge associated with the trauma, allowing us to move forward with greater freedom and peace. Case studies: real-life applications. Throughout the book, Wolynn shares compelling case studies that illustrate the power of healing inherited family trauma. These stories serve as both inspiration and guidance for those who are struggling with their own unresolved issues. One such case is that of a man who had a lifelong fear of being abandoned. Through the process of exploring his family history, he discovered that his grandfather had been left alone as a child when his parents fled their home during a war. By acknowledging this trauma and offering compassion to his grandfather, the man was able to release his own fear of abandonment and develop healthier relationships. Another case involves a woman who struggled with chronic anxiety and a fear of failure. Through family constellation therapy, she uncovered a pattern of financial loss and failure in her family history, stretching back several generations. By addressing this inherited fear and reframing her relationship with money and success, she was able to overcome her anxiety and build a thriving business. These stories highlight the transformative power of understanding and healing our family's legacy of trauma. The science behind inherited trauma. Wolynn's book is grounded in the latest research in epigenetics and neuroscience, which provides a scientific basis for the concept of inherited family trauma. He explains how traumatic experiences can alter gene expression, affecting not only the individual who experienced the trauma, but also their descendants. For example, studies have shown that children and grandchildren of Holocaust survivors are more likely to experience anxiety and depression, even if they were not directly exposed to the trauma. This is due to changes in gene expression that were passed down through the generations. Wolynn also discusses the role of the nervous system in trauma. When we experience a traumatic event, our nervous system goes into a state of heightened alert, often resulting in the fight, flight, or freeze response. If this response is not resolved, it can become a chronic state that is passed down to future generations. Understanding the science behind inherited trauma helps to demystify the process and provides a framework for healing. It Didn't Start With You by Mark Wolynn is a groundbreaking book that sheds light on the hidden forces shaping our lives. By exploring the concept of inherited family trauma, Wolynn provides a powerful roadmap for healing, offering hope to those who feel trapped by patterns of suffering that seem beyond their control. The key takeaway from this book is that while we may inherit the trauma of our ancestors, we also have the power to heal it. By acknowledging the pain of the past, practicing self-compassion, and using tools like mindfulness and visualization, we can break the cycle of trauma and create a healthier, more fulfilling life for ourselves and future generations. Thank you for joining us on Wealth of Knowledge. If you found this summary insightful, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and share it with others who might benefit from understanding the impact of inherited trauma. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more in-depth book summaries that empower you to live your best life. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. What book should we cover next? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, keep growing, keep learning, and remember, you have the power to break free from the past and shape your future.